In this lesson we will able to identify the valuable contributions of Rio Alma to Philippine literature and analyze one of his poems. Virgilio Senadron Almario was born on March 9, 1944, he is known by his pen name Rio Alma. He is a Filipino artist, author, poet, critic, translator, editor, teacher, and cultural manager. He is a national artist of the Philippines and currently serves as the chairman of the Commission sa Wikang Filipino, KWF, the government agency mandated to promote and standardize the use of the Filipino language. On January 5, 2017, Almario was also elected as the chairman of the National Commission for Culture and the Arts, NCCA. Growing up in Bulacan among peasants, Almario sought his education at the city of Manila and completed his degree in AB Political Science at the University of the Philippines Diliman. His life as a poet started when he took master's units in education at the University of the East, where he became associated with Rogelio G. Mangajas and Lamberto E. Antonio. He did not finish the program. He only took his MA in Filipino in 1974 at the University of the Philippines Diliman. A prolific writer, he spearheaded the second successful modernist movement in Filipino poetry together with Mangajas and Antonio. His earliest pieces of literary criticism were collected in Ang Makita sa Panahon ng Makina, 1972, now considered the first book of literary criticism in Filipino. Later, in the years of martial law, he set aside modernism and formalism and took interest in nationalism, politics, and activist movement. As a critic, his critical works deal with the issue of national language. Aside from being a critic, Almario engaged in translating and editing. He has translated the best contemporary poets of the world. He has also translated for theater production the plays of Nick Joaquin, Bertolt Brecht, Euripides, and Maxim Gorky. Other important translations include the famous works of the Philippines' national hero, José Rizal, namely Nali Me Tanher and El Filibusterismo. For these two, he was awarded the 1999 Award for Translation by the Manila Critics Circle. Almario has been a recipient of numerous awards such as several Palanksa Awards, 2 grand prizes from the Cultural Center of the Philippines, the Makita ng Don of the Komisayan sa Wikang Filipino, the TOYM for Literature, and the Southeast Asia Right Award of Bangkok. He was an instructor at the Lit1 Central Elementary School from 1969–1972. In 2003, he was appointed Dean of the College of Arts and Letters at the University of the Philippines Diliman. On June 25 of the same year, he was proclaimed National Artist for Literature. Almario is also the founder and workshop director of the Linanan sa Imahen, Returika, at Enio, Lira, an organization of poets who write in Filipino. Award-winning writers and poets such as Roberto and Rebecca Anonuevo, Romulo Baquiran Jr., Michael Carosa, Jerry Gracio, and Vim Natara are but some of the products of the Lira workshop. He was a founding member of the Galan sa Arte at Tula, GAT, along with fellow poets Teo Antonio and Mike Bigornia. Virgilio S. Almario, who has revived and reinvented traditional Filipino poetic forms, even as he championed modernist poetics. In 34 years, he has published 12 books of poetry, which include the seminal Macanasian and Peregrinacion, and the landmark trilogy Doctrinang Anakpais, Mga Retrato at Recuerdo and Mulay, sa Kandungan ng Lupa. In these works, his poetic voice soared from the lyrical to the satirical to the epic, from the dramatic to the incantatory, in his often severe examination of the self, and the society. He has also redefined how the Filipino poetry is viewed and paved the way for the discussion of the same in his 10 books of criticisms and anthologies, among which are Ang Makita sa Panahon ng Makina, Balagtasismo versus Modernismo Walong Dekada ng Makabagong Tula Pilipino, Mudiang Dilim, and Barlon at Josaphat. Many Filipino writers have come under his wing in the literary workshops he founded, the Galian sa Arte at Tula, GAT, and the Linanan sa Imahen, Returika at Enio, Lira. He has also long been involved with children's literature through the Aklat Adarna series, published by his Children's Communication Center. He has been a constant presence as well in national writing workshops and galvanizes member writers as Chairman Emeritus of the Union NGMGA Manunulat sa Pilipinas, UMPL. He headed the National Commission for Culture and the Arts as Executive Director, from 1998 to 2001, ably steering the Commission towards its goals. But more than anything else, what Almerio accomplished was that he put a face to the Filipino writer in the country, one strong face determinately wielding a pen into untruths, hypocrisy, injustice, among others. Almerio the literary historian, he has 8 books of criticism that have traced the roots of and redefined perspectives on Tagalog poetry, mapped out the general movements in Filipino literary philosophy, chronicled and commented on new Tagalog poetry, and even laid out a technical codification of Tagalog prosody. Poetry collections. Palapadhanjan. 1985. Katon para sa Limang Pandama. 1987. Sentimental. 2004. Estri Malang Goals. 2004. Memo Malang Gimokudan. 2005. Dust Devils. 2005. Sonetos Posthumos, Book of Poems with translation by Marn Kilates and paintings by national artist Ang Kaihokok. 2006. Tatlong Pagian sa Ating Panahon, Poems for Children with illustrations by Mark Justiniani, Neil Dolorican, Ferdinand Doctolero. 2006. Buwan, Buwang, Bulawan. 2009. Up Dixie Unariong Filipino. Kulo at Kolarum. Baklang Kolarum. In this lesson we will able to identify the valuable contributions of Rio Alma to Philippine literature and analyze one of his poems. Virgilio Senadron Almerio was born on March 9, 1944, he is known by his pen name Rio Alma. He is a Filipino artist, author, poet, critic, translator, editor, teacher, and cultural manager. He is a national artist